Thank you. So just a quick little bit about the history, and we'll get back into drinking, so don't worry, it looks like lots of cards. So the book came to me in a bit of an intuitive message, and that's pretty special when you get something given to you. The thing was, at school I'd really struggled with English, and I couldn't even pass school C English. And so it was a real mental block and barrier to writing. And I certainly wasn't an academic sort of individual who was a writer. So I had to overcome that, which I did eventually. After 18 years, I finally wrote the book. And I think when you have there's two realizations in life you have as human beings, I hope, for all of you. One is to realize that it is really important to live your life positively. And I mean the way we think most of the time. We can't do it all of the time, but most of the time. And I think the other realization is that we are all connected to everyone else. We're not individuals on this planet. And when you understand what you do affects others and what they do affects you, it's important that you take this lead of having that positive mindset so that you set an example to people who aren't probably lucky enough to have that. There's a crowd in America called Heal Heat Math, and they in 1969 made a study. And when you walk into a room, they could actually measure the distance. If your heart was in sync with your head, you would actually radiate something out like about 12 feet outside of your body as you walked into a room. And so the interesting thing is that when you get your head and your heart right, it's important. You have a big effect on people going into that room. And this is even independent of body language. You know, in the old days, we used to watch the body language movies, you know, if she's playing with her foot and dropping the heel off, she wants you, you know, that sort of stuff. Those are probably the only ones I listen to. But, you know what I mean? But always looking for those signals. But, yeah, this one here is like independent of that. The other cool thing is that if you're with someone that you enjoy being with, and you're in sync and your hearts are in sync, the energy from your body actually duplicates. It's not like just one energy, it goes out even further. So it's really cool when that happens. I think if you're in business or you have children or you have, you know, you've got clients or kids, it's really important to understand that you have that effect. And before going into, say, a sales room, if you can do a little attitude check, and you'll have to get the book to figure out what that is, but if you do a little attitude check, the energy from your body will automatically be picked up by that person. And I know you can have some of the biggest painful people come and see you at times, but if you find something positive in that person, it just changes the whole outcome of that meeting. So what I think is really important is that if we connect with our heart and our head by having that right attitude, it gives us a love of life, I guess, or a joy of our existence, a real inspiration to be alive. And I think that's the coolest thing when that's happening. So attitude is a little thing to do that. I want you to just do something for me. I want you to all just put your drinks down, because if you do it with your drinks in your hand, I want you to all fold your arms. I'm going to put my notes just here. I want you to all fold your arms, right? Was that easy?
Yeah.
Right, now fold them the other way. How awkward is that, right? Okay. So in order to make some change in our life, we have to get a little bit uncomfortable, right? Because as we cruise along in mediocrity, it's really easy just to cruise along, right? But if we want to make some changes, then we have to get okay with being uncomfortable. And most people aren't okay with being uncomfortable because they never like to do that, so they stay the same. But I guess the real challenge is that by getting out from that comfortable feeling sometimes and doing some things a little bit differently, you can lift yourself from mediocrity into excellence, and that's what I think is really important for us. The other thing is that when you choose to be positive, and there are many people in our lives that we connect with, but if you're choosing to be positive, you got to understand that isn't like in a hospital where it's top down, you know, the messages come top down. This is from bottom up. So you all can change the whole world by what you're thinking. So that's really quite weird.